You don't need a perfect plan, a ton of money, or years of experience to build a real business. You need the right moves and the willingness to take them. That's what this show is about, helping you build a business that gives you real financial freedom and control over your time. Let's get into it.
There she is, a brand new, fully loaded Range Rover. Welcome, everybody. We have an awesome show today. I'm going to answer one of the most burning questions that everybody has when they start a cleaning business or when they think about starting a cleaning business. I get asked so often this question. So in this video, I'm going to answer, do 1099 cleaners need insurance? What every cleaning business owner must know. I see my mom is here. Hi, Mom. She's always the first one to log in. I see Lindsay Reese is here. McKay is here, of course. Wishing my mom a good day, a good afternoon. I love it. Yeah, this is a question that a lot of people ask me. It might be the most asked question. So today I'm finally going to debunk anything that you have been hearing. I'm going to clear it up and I'm going to show you the answer. So in this video today, I'm going to answer, do 1099 cleaners need insurance? And this is what every cleaning business owner must know. The show is brought to you and powered by Jobber, and I'm your host, John Margalit. For those of you that don't know me well, I am the founder of Happy Home Helpers, a 7-figure remote cleaning business here in Las Vegas. Last year, we did over $1.5 million. This year, we'll do over $2 million in 2026. And it's only the 4th year in business, so I'm very excited. I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. Kayla's here. Hi, Kayla. I'm also the creator of Rags to Riches University, where I teach aspiring entrepreneurs and cleaning business owners how to start and grow a remote cleaning business using my proven sales and marketing systems. You can run a cleaning business entirely from your phone and laptop. That's how I do it. And I bring a very unique lens, meaning my approach, the way I look at things, because I came from a tech startup on Wall Street that scaled to a 9-figure exit, and I was the head of sales, so I was responsible for bringing in the cash. And I had fine-tuned very high-performing sales teams and customer acquisition systems there that I bring to this antiquated, sort of older business. I've been featured in Entrepreneur Magazine, Yahoo Finance, and my cleaning business was named Best Cleaning Service in Las Vegas by City Council. And because I make such bold claims, I always do a proof check. This is the part of the show that everyone likes. My mom loves this part, so I'm going to do it for her. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Now, before I jump in, what I'm jumping into is Jobber. All right. So can we put it up on the screen, please, Taj? If you want to get a free trial of Jobber and you want my team to train you on it, show you how we set it up, what we do, take advantage of it. It's totally free, and it's an insane opportunity to learn Jobber from a multi-million-dollar cleaning business. Taj, can we put up that link, please? I believe it's, there it is, join.getjobber.com / and then my name, John Margalit. Join.getjobber.com / John Margalit. Let's leave it up there for a second. And when you access this, make sure that you drop me an email. Let's switch over to my email now, because if you email me and you let me know that you signed up for a free Jobber trial through my link, we'll give you a free training. We do one once a week. And if it doesn't fit into the time that you're available, we will schedule a one-on-one with you, and we'll give you this entirely free. So you can email me. And my email, can we put my email up, Tosh? Thank you. John@johnmargalit.com. It's just my name, John, with no H. If you put an H in, it'll bounce back. John@johnmargalit.com. Now, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to log into Jobber. And Jobber is the hub of all our business operations. It's where we create client profiles, save everyone's payment information. We quote, we invoice, and all these things. So here I'm just logging in. It says, good afternoon, John. It's Friday, May 8th. I always like to get my bearings and everybody understand what the date is. Now, I'm going to scroll down to the reports tab here. I'm going to click on it. and it's going to show me a menu here. The easiest report to understand and digest really quickly is the transaction report. So I'm going to click on that, and then it's going to default to the last 30 days, okay? So the last 30 days, if I just scroll down to the bottom and zoom in, you can see over the last 30 days, we've done $150,422.20. And this is just credit cards. We get a lot of Zelle, Venmo, cash, and check. All right. So the total number is about 165 for the last 30 days. And just to check on, let's check on today. It's 12/11. So not even half the day is gone yet. Let's do a custom range here. Start date May 8th, end date May 8th. Let's filter. And let's scroll down and you can see. So not even half the day is gone, and we've already done $2,751. We'll probably end up with $5,000 or $6,000 today by the end of the day. And maybe we'll check back later to see how much we processed just while I'm here in this show. The reason why I say that is because it's proof that while I'm not working on the business is making money. Right. And that's done because I have a team of virtual assistants that run the entire operation for me. I oversee it in about 45 minutes a day. Now, if you want to learn how I do this and you want to become proficient in not only building a cleaning business that can make you 6 figures in income or even 7 figures, the way that I teach it is so that it runs without you eventually, not right away, but in about 3 to 6 months, you can bring in a virtual assistant the way I do it if you learn my systems and they can run it for you. All right. So, and if you want to do that, you want to get information, let's just put up my email, Taj. You can email me. I have a private mentorship program. It's a 90-day private build. It's not accessible online. You just have to email me, john@johnmargalit.com, if you have questions or if you want to apply to be in it. This is for the people that don't just want the information. They want hands-on implementation and precision. Me and my team go in, we build the business with you. We set up your website, your marketing, all the apps. We train you how to do everything. You get an uncensored backstage pass and you get to hang with my team for a week, watch how they do things. It's a very immersive learning experience. It's very personable and it's very effective. So again, you can email me. If you want the information, it's much less expensive and you will get the same results. It's just that the Founder Intensive gets you there a lot faster. All right. So you can get my Remote Cleaning CEO Accelerator, and that's my operating system, my training program, and weekly group coaching calls with me every Wednesday night at 5:30 Pacific time. If you miss it, we play the replay the next day. And you get aligned to me on the Discord channel. So you can just reach out and you get access to the awesome community that we've built. I'm very proud of it. And everybody seems to not just get a lot of helpful information, but enjoy the company of like-minded people, all striving for the same goals. Now, today's an important episode because some people just seem to stall out or, get stuck on this question. And some fear it so much that it prohibits them or from starting a cleaning business and moving forward. And you guys know what I think about fear. It's not a good way to make business decisions. But if you're that person, I'm here for you because this show is all about taking people that feel stuck and getting them just so comfortable and confident in starting a business, in particular a cleaning business, so they can thrive and they can reach their financial goals and ultimately they can become free and do what they want in their own time. So if you're one of those people and you're tired of working for someone else, you're tired of relying on someone else for a paycheck, you want to do your own thing, you want to go to the gym in the middle of the day, you want to take your dog park in the morning like I do, you want to go on TikTok live at night and have time. My goal is to help you do that. But it's not just about potentially starting a business. It's about the experience of being free. You become a different kind of person. You become more confident, more decisive. You get so much more clarity in your life and you become resilient. This show is about my honest perspectives about mindset, sales, marketing, decision-making, and problem solving, because I know Those are the things that you actually need to think and act like somebody who can build their own future. But just as important as the tactics, I want the show to be a daily reminder that transformation is possible. You're not crazy. You're not crazy for wanting more, and you're not alone in the journey. That's why we have a community. But transformation always starts with a decision. So we begin every show with the same question. And I ask you again today, if you don't do anything, if you keep doing exactly what you're doing, in 5 years from now, you'll probably be feeling the same frustration, the same lack of control, and the same resentments towards your job or the people around you, or both. But here's the great news. If you committed to transforming your life, and I'm talking about really committed, there's a real chance that in much less than 5 years, you could be exactly where you want to be. So the real question then becomes, which pain are you going to choose? The one that you continue to endure a job or a situation you hate or you know is a dead end? Or the pain and discomfort that's temporary because it goes away? It's the pain of pursuing freedom and building something of your very own. Because the truth that most people avoid is that the pain of staying the same has no upside. It just repeats. But the pain of trying to change, of building and learning, sometimes failing, and then trying again, it at least gives you a real chance at a better life. So the topic of the show today is, do 1099 cleaners need insurance? And this is what every cleaning business owner must know. I'm looking at the comments here. Brian, what is he yapping about? The title is something about 1099, but he is on here booking to his course. We are tired, Lord. I don't know what you mean, Brian, but I appreciate your comments. I don't know what you mean. I'm just trying to give you a little bit of inspiration, brother. All right. If you are sitting on the sidelines of building your cleaning business because you're scared of the insurance question, I need you to stay right here for the next hour, because what I'm about to say is going to either light a fire under you or flat out offend you. And honestly, I'm fine with either one. Is that okay, Brian? You okay with that? Because the people who get offended by what I'm about to say were never going to make it anyway. And deep down, they already know it. So let's just get into it. I've been running Happy Home Helpers for almost 5 years now. We've cleaned hundreds and hundreds of homes. We've had dozens of 1099 cleaners come through the business. And in all that time, 5 years, countless jobs, thousands of hours of cleaners inside people's homes, I have never once had to make an insurance claim. Not once. Now, before you say, well, you just got lucky, John, let me stop you right there. Because luck has nothing to do with how we built this. There's a system. There's a real system here. There's a structure. There's language in place that protects this business before a single cleaner ever sets foot in a client's home. And today I'm going to pull back the curtain and show you all of it, including stuff I normally only share inside my course, because this topic is too important and too misunderstood to keep gating. You all right with that, Brian? You okay? Here's what I see constantly in the cleaning business community. Someone wants to start. They've got the drive. They've done some research. They're getting excited. And then they hit the insurance question. Do I or do my 1099 cleaners need to be insured? What happens if something breaks? What happens if someone gets hurt? Am I liable? And instead of going out and finding the answers, they stop. They freeze. They stay in research mode for 6 months. They join 3 Facebook groups, ask the same questions 17 other people have asked. They probably get 17 different answers and convince themselves that the risk is just too great. Meanwhile, someone else, somebody with less experience, less money, less knowledge, just starts anyway. And a year later, they've got a real business. They've gone through it. They've learned it. And that knowledge is now a competitive advantage. That's the difference between people who are built for this and people who aren't. And I'm going to come back to this in a big way at the end of the show. So don't go anywhere, all right? But first, let's actually answer the question because it deserves a real answer. Not a Facebook group answer, not it depends, not that sort of cop-out. A real informed operational answer from someone who's actually running this business right now. And I want you to know that I did a lot of research, and the sources of the information I'm giving you mainly come from the Hartford and Next Business. All right? Let's do the quote of the day real quick. Let's do the quote of the day, Taj, because this is a good time to bring it in. This is a famous quote from Muhammad Ali, the greatest. Muhammad says, Taj, are you with me? Muhammad says, he who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life. The greatest of all time didn't say he who avoids risk stays safe. He said, you accomplish nothing without courage. So keep that in your back pocket. We're coming back to it. Let's start with the legal foundation, because this is where most people are confused. State law does not require you as a cleaning business owner to carry workers' compensation insurance for your 1099 independent contractors. Legally, they are self-employed. They are their own business. Workers' comp was designed to protect employees, people on a W-2, people whose taxes you withhold, people you schedule, and people who you're directly in control of. A true 1099 contractor is none of those things. We talked about it yesterday. So at the most basic level, no, you don't have a legal obligation to insure them. But here's where I want to be precise, because the law is one thing and the financial reality is another. And confusing those two things is how owners end up with surprises. If you carry your own workers' comp policy, and you should, your insurance carrier runs an annual audit. And during that audit, they will see everyone you paid that year. Not just your W-2 payroll, your 1099 payments too. And if your 1099 contractors can't provide a certificate of their own insurance showing that they had their own coverage, their wages will be added to your payroll, and ultimately it will impact your premium retroactively. There are cleaning businesses that have received, larger than expected notices from their carriers because of this situation. But if you just show it all up front, then you'll never have a problem. The audit comes every year no matter what. And it's not because you've done anything fraudulent, just because they didn't understand how the audit actually worked. In the sense that a lot of people think that they don't have to claim the payroll of 1099s, but they do. So when I tell you that I don't require, excuse me, that I don't require 1099 cleaners to carry their own insurance, that's not me being reckless. That's a deliberate, informed decision based on how I own my own policy and how it's structured. My carrier knows I work with 1099 contractors. My workers' comp policy is set up to account for them. My general liability covers work performed at clients' properties. I confirmed all of that directly with my agent, so I'm protected. The lesson isn't don't worry about insurance. The lesson is call your agent, ask the right questions, and know exactly where you stand. You need to ask 2 questions. Takes about 21 minutes and you're done. Now, here's something that doesn't get talked about enough. If you require every single 1099 cleaner to carry their own insurance policy before they can work with you, you are building a wall around your own team. Think about who you're trying to recruit. You're trying to bring on cleaners who want to earn money on a flexible schedule, run their own thing, and not deal with corporate red tape. Most of them are running fully formed LLCs with active insurance policies, but a lot of them aren't. Requiring a certificate of insurance before someone can clean their first house is going to eliminate a huge portion of your potential team before the conversation even gets started. I've built my team without that requirement, and it works because my business is structured to carry that coverage instead. Could you require it? Absolutely. Some owners do, and it's a legitimate choice, but understand the trade-off. More documentation, more friction, smaller pool of candidates, more administrative work. Make that choice with your eyes open, not because you assumed it was the only option. Almost 5 years running Happy Home Helpers. Thousands of homes cleaned. Not one insurance claim. Now, things have gotten broken. You clean enough houses, something's going to get knocked off a shelf. A candle holder broke once, a decorative piece. It happens. But here's the thing. Whether that becomes a claim, it just depends entirely on what your customer agreed to before your cleaner ever walked through the door. And that's where our terms of service email comes in. Now, I'm going to share it with you, even though this is just something in my course that I normally don't show, but I thought it was so important. I was going to give it to you. So get your pen and paper out. This is going to be important. You're going to want to write this down because you're going to want to practice this exactly the way we do. And I want to mention one thing, a very common thing that gets damaged in homes is sink and shower hardware. The knobs that turn on the water. Sometimes cleaners use an abrasive cleaning agent on them, even though they should be using a bartender's keeper or something less abrasive. And the finish comes off of the chrome or the nickel or whatever it is. It changes the surface and it looks dull or it strips it. Now, if this happens, I want you to keep this in mind. I found this out by chance, but this is super valuable. If this ever happens to you, most of the manufacturers of these parts, Moen, Kohler, companies like that, they actually warranty the finish. And if it's stripped off, they'll send you replacements at no cost. All you have to do is call the manufacturer. All right? Little tip for you. That's a pro tip. Now, the day before every new customer's first service, they get an email from us. I call it the terms of service highlights because I know and you know that nobody reads the fine print. Nobody scrolls to the bottom of a website and reads the full terms and conditions. So instead of relying on fine print that nobody sees, we pull the most important policies out and put them right in front and center the day before the first clean, when a client is already engaged and paying attention. Now, I'm going to share every single one of these with you right now because this is the kind of operational detail that I normally don't show, but it's too valuable to gatekeep, so here it is. Here's exactly what I write in the email and, more importantly, why each piece is in there. So please pay attention. Brian, get your notebook out. The first one is so eye-opening. You guys are going to love this one because a lot of people say, what do you do if cleaners steal your clients? Here's what I do. The first terms of service highlight that I pull out is a solicitation anti-poaching clause. And it says very clearly, if a client tries to hire my cleaners directly and cut me out, It's a $1,000 violation per instance. And they have to look at that and they have to agree to it before the first service. This protects my team, my relationships, and my revenue. And towards the bottom, it says that it can be interpreted as a $10,000 judgment in small claims court because the damages are too difficult to figure out. As soon as a client sees that, they never, ever broach the subject. It's not worth it to them. All right? You want to keep your cleaners from stealing your clients? Don't make agreements with your cleaners. They don't care most of the time. Do it to the clients. They're the ones with the money. They're the ones who honor contracts. The second one is hourly cleanings disclaimer. If you sell hourly service, which most cleaning businesses do, I prefer fixed rates because there's just more clarity in it and people don't have to watch the clock. But sometimes if a client requests something odd, something that's not the entire home that I can't calculate by square footage, we just want our floors and bathrooms done. We just want you to deep clean the kitchen. That's hourly because there's no other way to price it. So here's what I tell them. If you booked hourly, we clean as much as we can in that time. We cannot guarantee that everything you want to be done will be done. This eliminates the you didn't finish the bathroom complaint when a client booked 2 hours or 5 hours, booked 2 hours for, expecting to clean their whole house when it takes 5 hours. Unexpected condition clause is the next one. Our price, this is what it says, our price that we've given you, our quote, is based on what you told us when you booked. If we show up and the house is in completely different condition than you described, we notify you and you can either approve additional time or we just do what we can in the time that we usually allot for this size house and this type of cleaning. This one has saved us from absorbing the cost of situations we didn't create. And I know you've all been there before. So if you're wondering, that's how I've solved this problem. It never happens anymore. When we arrive, the cleaners know that the protocol is to report it to management, take some pictures, and then management calls the client and says, we can stay for 5 hours because that's how much time we've allotted. And when we're done, we're going to pack up and go unless you want to pay for extra time. That's it. Okay, no miscommunication, nothing unclear. Remember, clarity solves everything. Now, here's the one that we talked about. This is the next one. Damage claims. It says very clearly, we are not liable for damage under any circumstance. This is the one people raise their eyebrows at. But paired with the rest of this email, it holds up because the client has been informed and has confirmed they understand our terms by proceeding with the booking. Does this mean you ignore a client who's upset about something broken? No. You handle it with good judgment and good customer service. But it means that you're not automatically on the hook the moment something gets chipped. Brian, how you doing? You're enjoying this? Now, let's go into the next one. Valuables put away. For Christ's sake, put your jewelry away, put your wallet away, put sensitive documents in a drawer. We ask this not because we distrust our cleaners. We trust them completely, but we ask it because it eliminates the possibility of a something went missing conversation entirely. If your wallet's sitting out on the counter, put it away. Why would you take that chance? We've gotten calls, and every time this happens, 3 times it's happened in 5 years, that the cleaners took my wallet. They always call later and apologize because they found it. Every single time it gets me. So I put it in the highlights. We're not responsible. Put your stuff away. All right, the next one. I believe we're on number 5, dishwashers. Hi, Amelia. All these people are in my group except for Brian, of course, 'cause Brian's kind of a dick. All right, back to the show. Number 5, I believe we're on number 5, is dishwashers. Now, here's what I write. We clean the exterior of the dishwasher, not inside. Now, this sounds minor, but it's not minor when a client expects otherwise and you're standing there explaining it after the fact. Dishwashers can be sensitive. Eddie, what's happening, brother? Dishwashers can be sensitive. Don't try cleaning the inside of a dishwasher. If you do, just put some dishwasher soap in there and run a cycle on hot and leave it alone. You can try adding a little bit of vinegar. Just don't mess around with it too much. Only bad things can happen. All right. Number 6, undisclosed pest infestation policy. So the next one is undisclosed pest infestation policy. If there are any bed bugs, roaches, fleas, or termites in that home that you didn't tell us about, we reserve the right to walk off the job with no refund. This protects your cleaners, your other clients, and your reputation, and it's a non-negotiable. The next one is tile grout and caulking. I can't tell you how many times we've gotten a complaint from a client that says you didn't clean around the tub. You didn't clean the countertop where it meets the backsplash. And then they show me with pictures dirty, worn, moldy grout, caulking. Every time. I saw this for years. So finally, I put it in the terms of service and I brought it to the surface with the highlights email. And it says, we clean surfaces. We do not restore grout. We don't remove black mold from caulking. We'll try, but we don't guarantee results. And this eliminates a category of complaint that would otherwise come up constantly. Most people don't understand the difference between dirty and damaged. And if it's very old caulking, the caulking must be stripped and recaulked. It doesn't clean because it has a silicone barrier that keeps cleaning agents away from it. That's why mold gets trapped in there and you can't clean it. The next one is ladders. Because our liability insurance, this ties in directly, prohibits cleaners from performing. I got to say that again. The next one is ladders. Our liability insurance prohibits cleaners from performing tasks that require reaching beyond a 2-step ladder. If you want your ceiling fan deep cleaned and it's high up, hire a handyman. If you want windows, the interior of windows cleaned high up, hire a window washer. This clause exists because the injury risk of going up a full ladder in someone's home is not worth taking for the cleaner or the business. That's a really important one. Only 2 or 3-step ladder max. Anything higher, you got to get a handyman or you got to get a window washer. The next one, exterior cleaning. We don't do windows. We don't do any hardscape. We don't do anything outside, period. Clear boundary, clearly stated in advance. The next one is refunds. All sales are final. If you're unhappy, you tell us within 48 hours and we'll come back and make it right. But we do not issue refunds. We fix problems. That's a very different thing. And most clients respect it because it shows confidence in the work. As soon as you begin to even entertain for a split second a refund request, you're going to a place that you don't want to go. Every time someone brings that up, the immediate answer is not no, it's we'll fix the problem. We showed you in our terms of service. We showed you in the email we sent you yesterday. What happens if you're not satisfied? We return and we fix the problem. Well, I got to turn my keys in tomorrow. I don't have time. Too bad. You agreed to the terms. And sometimes for move out cleans, you guys, here's a pro tip. I've called the property manager or the building manager and I've said, hey, my team missed the ceiling fan. My team didn't know that we had to do this or whatever. May we come back? Would you let us in the unit so we could re-clean it or give attention to whatever was missed? And guess what? Most of the time they say, yeah, that'd be great. We'll have it open for you tomorrow. Come anytime. The unit's empty and it's fine. You can call these people. They're just normal people and they want their units cleaned. So if you just offer to help them more, they'll accept it. This is very useful for somebody who gets it clean the day before they turn in the keys. The next one is the cancellation policy. This is very clear. Cancellations. If you cancel while we're en route, there's a trip fee. I charge $68. I give it to the cleaners. If you cancel after we arrive, there's no refund. Now, this applies to some people who forget to unlock the door. There's no way for us to get in. This applies to people who forgot that it was the day that they were booked with us, even though we send automated reminders. I don't care. My team's there. You didn't say anything. You pay. Protects the cleaner's time, which is your cost as an operator. This email, this one document that I just explained to you, is the most powerful risk management tool in my entire business, more than any insurance policy, because it sets expectations, it creates transparency, and it establishes agreement before any of the work is done. Send it the day before, every time, no exceptions. One thing I want to flag briefly, because it matters. The way that the law sees your 1099 relationship is not always the same as how you've labeled it on paper. Let me explain. Your cleaners work exclusively if they work exclusively for you. Your supplies, they follow your schedule and operate under your direction. Some states will look at that and say those are employees regardless of the 1099 form. I went in depth yesterday on this. I'm just reminding you. And if they get reclassified, you're just going to have to pay the back taxes. Sometimes there's a penalty, but usually it's just a cease and desist. But the reason why I'm bringing it up again, because it affects your insurance premiums once they do the audit. So you're not going to get anywhere or save any money by not disclosing. It's not going to matter. They're going to know, and then you're going to have to pay it anyway. Either way, you have to pay, but you'll be protected. Now, I want to be clear. I am not an attorney, and I'm not giving legal advice, but I am telling you what I do, and I'm citing sources of well-established, well-respected insurance companies. I structure the 1099 relationship properly. My cleaners have the ability to work for other clients if they want. They control how they do the work. The relationship is genuinely independent, not just labeled that way to cut costs. The distinction matters here. Now, here's the most important lesson that I want you to take away from today. The lesson is not about insurance. The lesson is about operational clarity. The cleaning business owners who never have problems aren't lucky. They have clarity. They know what their policies cover. They know what their contracts say. They know what their clients have agreed to. And they set all of that up proactively before anything goes wrong, so that when something does go sideways, they handle it from a position of strength instead of scrambling in the dark. Someone says, great info. You're welcome. Sing 1005-AR. Welcome. Nice to have you on the show. I'm going to repeat it because it's very important. These successful owners, they set all of this up proactively before anything goes wrong, so that when something goes sideways, they handle it from a position of strength instead of scrambling in the dark. That is the business, not the mops, not the customers, the systems, the documentation, and the knowledge to back it all up. That is what separates businesses that last from businesses that don't. I want to come back to something I said at the top of the show, because I wasn't just venting. I really meant it. There are people watching this show right now who have wanted to start a cleaning business for months, maybe years. And the insurance question has been one of the reasons that they haven't done it. They convinced themselves they needed to understand everything perfectly before they could start anything. And so they've just been stuck. Researching, waiting, watching, hopefully watching me on YouTube, and not building. That's the point, not building. And here's what I need to say to those people directly without apology. I'm tired of it. The uncertainty you're afraid of, it doesn't go away when you start. It just becomes the thing that you deal with, that you work through, and ultimately you master. Every single operator that you look up to, every single cleaning business owner with a real team, real revenue, and real systems, they got there by moving through the fear, not by eliminating it first. The insurance question, the liability question, the contractor question, these aren't obstacles to starting. They are the curriculum. They are what you learn by being in the game. Going back to that Muhammad Ali quote, he who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life. Muhammad Ali did not become the greatest by sitting in the locker room until he felt ready to go out and fight. He got in the ring, he got hit, he learned, he adapted, and then he won. I'm going to say something that's going to sting for some people. And I'm saying it because I respect you enough to be honest. If you're the kind of person who stays stuck because of a question you haven't even researched yet, entrepreneurship may not be for you. That's not an insult. That's just the truth. The business world does not wait for people who are still working up the courage to ask. It rewards the people who go get the answer and move forward. Real entrepreneurs don't wait for zero risk. Real entrepreneurs arm themselves with knowledge. They build their systems. They make the call to their insurance agent. They write the emails I just shared with you. They put the contract in place and they go. They figure it out. And every time they figure something out, every time they face one of these moments of uncertainty and come out the other side, they become harder to compete with because now they know something that someone sitting on the sidelines still doesn't know. This insurance conversation that we just had today, this is not the end of something scary. This is the beginning of you becoming a more knowledgeable, more dangerous, and more capable business operator. That knowledge is a weapon, and every piece of operational clarity you build into your business is another reason why you're going to outlast everyone around you who was too afraid to go find the answers. So go make the call, write the email, build the system, and get in the ring. I'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend.
If this helped you think differently, you're in the right place. Subscribe, stick with me, and let's keep building, one episode at a time.